Welcome to Lakshman Biology. Now we have to discuss about second example for incomplete dominance. First example we have seen in the last class, that is inheritance of flower color in snapdragon. Second example for incomplete dominance is hypercholesterolemia. Hypercholesterolemia. Hypercholesterolemia is a disorder. Actually, there is a chromosome number 19. On the chromosome number 19, we can see the genes that are responsible for the formation of LDL receptors. That genes are occurs in a pairs. Already we know that pairs include, see, on the chromosome number 19, we can see the receptors that will produce the LDL receptors, genes which produce the LDL receptors. If you see, the alleles for the gene that will responsible for the formation of LDL receptor is homozygous dominant is HH, heterozygous dominant is capital H small h, homozygous recessive is small h small h. These are the alleles. Capital H is the dominant allele, small h is the recessive allele. What these alleles will produce? That will produce the LDL receptors. LDL receptor. LDL full form is low density lipoprotein. LDL full form is low density lipoprotein. This LDL can carry the cholesterol. It can carry the cholesterol within the blood. It can transport the cholesterol within the blood. Cholesterol. What is the function of LDL? Transport cholesterol. If LDL levels are more in the body, that leads to heart attack, accumulation of cholesterol in the walls of blood vessels, etc. That is a bad cholesterol. LDL levels are related. LDL levels increase the bad cholesterol. Okay, here hypercholesterolemia in man, in which what we can observe. We have seen about LDL. What is LDL? Low density lipoprotein that can carry the cholesterol within the body. Next, about LDL receptors. LDL receptors are produced by the genes that are present on the chromosome number 19. Homozygous dominant condition is capital H, capital H. Heterozygous dominant is capital H, small h. Homozygous recessive is small h, small h. Now we will see what is the LDL receptor. LDL receptors. We have seen what is the LDL. Now we will see what is the LDL receptor. Receptors are nothing but a proteins. All proteins are formed by gene expression. See, this is the cell. On the plasma membrane, we can see the LDL receptors. LDL receptor is different. LDL is different. LDL can carry the cholesterol within the blood. LDL receptors can bind with the LDL along with the cholesterol. See, this is the LDL receptor. The LDL low density lipoprotein along with the cholesterol, it can bind on the LDL receptors. Then what happened? These LDL receptors can transport. These LDL receptors can transfer the cholesterol into the cell. Cholesterol is enter into the cell because of LDL receptors. Simply, we can say that LDL receptors are responsible for transfer of cholesterol into the cell. Okay, the genes which are the gene which is responsible for the formation of LDL receptor may contain in homozygous condition or it may contain in heterozygous condition. If alleles are in the homozygous dominant condition, we can see formation of more LDL receptors. If see, here it is. This is the homozygous dominant condition. More LDL receptors are formed. It will make the LDL receptors. Okay. That if you see here, this is the cell 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the LDL receptors which are present on the plasma membrane of cell. The LDL will bind at the LDL receptor along with the cholesterol. Then cholesterol can enter into the cell. If the gene is in the homozygous condition, the person is normal. LDL receptors are formed, then that LDL receptors are helps to transport cholesterol into the cell. Then if the person contain heterozygous condition, heterozygous, one dominant allele, one recessive allele. Actually, according to law of dominance, the dominant character should be expressed, recessive character should be suppressed. According to law of dominance, Mendel law of dominance, the person who has heterozygous condition also should contain normal LDL receptors, normal number of LDL receptors. But here there is a incomplete expression of dominant allele. Hence, what we can observe, LDL number is decrease. LDL receptors, LDL receptor number decrease. Normally, here you can observe 4 LDL receptors are there in the first diagram. Then if you see the second one, in heterozygous condition, only 2 LDL receptors are there on the membrane. What is the meaning of this? LDL receptors are decreased in heterozygous condition. That is because of heterozygous. In heterozygous condition, dominant allele cannot completely express its phenotypic character. Then if the homozygous recessive, homozygous recessive inability to make LDL receptors. It cannot form the LDL receptors. Because of absence of LDL receptors, the cholesterol cannot enter into the cell. Cholesterol, LDL receptors are able to transfer the cholesterol into the cell, but here cholesterol is not entered into the cell from the blood. Hence, we can see the increase of cholesterol levels in blood. Increase of cholesterol in levels in the blood that leads to heart attacks and narrowing of blood vessels, etc. The disorder where LDL cholesterol levels, LDL receptor levels are absent. The disorder only called as hypercholesterolemia. Hypercholesterolemia. If you see this hypercholesterolemia, in which what we can increase hyper, which will increase hyper means increase, which increase cholesterol. Cholesterol increase in the blood in the hypercholesterolemia. In incomplete dominance, it is also one example for incomplete dominance. Why? Because in heterozygous condition, dominant allele cannot completely express its phenotypic character. Thank you.